Hello, hi, good morning. It might not be morning for you, but it is for me. Welcome to Pasha Reads. I am actually doing a May wrap up. I've never done a wrap up before on this channel. I have done it on my Instagram. I do it every month, and then every now and again I'll make a video. But I read a lot of books, so it takes a while. And I feel like it's a lot of effort for me to talk about all of them because the ones that suck, I don't really remember. But we are going to try that today. And then I'm going to talk about my June TBR, just a couple things that I really want to get to this month. It's June 1st. So let's get started. First book I read a lot of manga, was Love Tattoo by Akiro Mash. It's basically about a man who gets dumped by his fiance and decides, I'm not going to be boring anymore, and goes and gets a tattoo, or tries to get a tattoo, and gets involved with the tattoo artist. And he's so good looking. Jesus, look at the cover. Incredible. The artistry was really, really gorgeous. The plot fizzled for me, but it was still really good, and I had a good time, and I put it on my must remember shelf. So I give it a 4 stars. Also, I have my pretty protein shake. Oh, also, I'm wearing my JJK shirt. Love them. The next book I read was The Antiquarian's Object of Desire by India Holton. This is the 3rd book in the Love Academics series, which is it's on here, just not on this side. I don't want to move my smoothie. Basically, this one is about, are they rivals? I don't even remember. All I know is it was a good time. It's a good time. Lots of yearning. Oh my gosh. Lots of will they, won't they. Lots of we have to keep it secret. A little bit of public escandalo things happened. Basically, the 2 main characters have to, I don't remember anyone's name ever, so bear with me. The 2 main characters have to catalog this guy's antique collection, and all the antiques have magic, and it's crazy magic, and there's a ton of people. The cast of characters was just a bit too much for me in close quarters, but I really love this. Just not as much as the first one, or the first 2, I should say. In the manor or mansion that they're in, it's a huge house. I often felt like I didn't understand where I was spatially, which then confused me, especially if you add in magic. So yeah, but overall this was really great. I gave it 4.5 stars. So then I read The Dreaming Trainer's Ideal Master by Ray Yazaki. I don't remember this at all. Actually, let me look it up. Hold on.
A few moments later.
Ah, yes, I remember. This is heavily rated R18. I think it was good. It wasn't particularly memorable, but I'm sure I had a good time because I gave it a 3.75. The next book I read was also on the shelf somewhere, I think on the side. The Ex-Boyfriend's Favorite Recipe Funeral Committee. Long name, by Saki Kawashiro. This was so good. It was unexpectedly long, longer than I thought it would be. Basically, this book is about a woman who stumbles into a cafe after being dumped by her boyfriend. She gets really drunk, goes to this cafe, and basically tells them the story of her getting dumped and being drunk. And she insists on making her ex-boyfriend's favorite meal that she used to make him, just to cleanse herself of the relationship. So she does. So she becomes friends with the owner and this monk who often is there, and they set up the ex-boyfriend's favorite recipe funeral committee. And they allow other people to come in and grieve and make food and tell their stories, and it's a good time. And it was a good time. It's definitely in my top, even though I only rated it 4.25 stars. But I think it might not be in my top 10, but it'll be like top 20. I feel like at this point, I was in a slump. I really don't remember when my slump was, but Jesus, was it hard. I couldn't get out of that for nothing. I would start a book, hate the writing. Start a book, don't care. Start a book, hate the plot. It was a lot. I wasn't even reading manga because I was like, if I read something and it's garbage, I could throw a fit. So I was working my way down my anticipated releases list, and that's what I was going off of. So I read Stay for a Spell by Amy Combe. This was really fun. I thought it could have given me more, but it did what it wanted to do. I appreciate that it did what it set out to do, and it accomplished that. So Princess Tandy gets cursed to stay in a bookshop, and she can't leave. And it's her favorite thing ever because she really doesn't want to have the responsibilities of a princess. But one of the common ways to expel a curse is to have a prince kiss you. And so the princes from all over the realm come and kiss her, and it's really annoying. I mean, it's funny at first, and then I'm like, bro, can we not? She also has a little friend that's there that's in high school, and then she meets Bash, who is a pirate who's scared of the ocean. He's scared of water. Obviously they fall in love, and I wish it was not closed door. I wanted to see what they got up to because it was really cute. Their banter was really good, back and forth. I just wish Tandy and Bash got a bit more romantic time that we saw. Anyway, I gave this 3.5 stars. It was a good book. I read a manga, Let's Eat Together by, I want to say Mike Nako, but who knows? Could be Mike. This was cute and wholesome. Basically just one person helping out another and them eating together and then them falling in love. 3 stars, nice and easy. I Don't Need a Script for Love was another manga that I read. This one was a bit more intense. It had a bit more to say between the two male characters. It's about an actor who their co-star for whatever reason isn't there. So they get a model to become an actor, and he takes it really seriously, but he does the other guy. It's just him trying to convince this man that they have tension. They do have sexual tension. And then them getting together and being cute. Even though they met previously. And he was like, no, this is a one-time thing. And the other guy was like, no, I love you. Yeah, 4 stars. It was a good time. Then I read Myths and Manuscripts by Pandora Pierce, which is the second book in the Legends and Librarians series. The first one I think I read last year, and it was really good. It was an interesting world. And so in this one, we actually follow one of the storybook characters, the demon lord, and a girl from the village who wants to be a writer really bad, and she basically is helping him write the last book in his series. It's a Brandon Sanderson kind of series, and she's helping him write that, but then she gets trapped in his story, which then helps her write the story. In doing all of this, he is trying to understand who he is. He gives himself a name. Is he the demon lord? What else is there for him to be? What else can he have? And it was really cute and lovely. I don't really remember my complaints, but I gave it a 3.75. Only God Can Make a Tree by Bertram Roach. I read for my 1 for 2 series, which is where I combine Books and Lala's Buzzword Readathon with my personal reading around the world challenge. And this one actually was St. Kitts and Nevis. I've been getting a lot of Caribbean ones, which is interesting. This one was the only one on my whole list that had the word make in it, which was really annoying because I didn't want to read it. So I started reading it, and it was just very simple language. Like, he went to the park. He had a dog with him, and the dog's name was so and so. Very straightforward writing. And then it got into some drama because I read this in a day. And I was like, okay. So basically, this guy has to choose between a woman that he absolutely loves and a woman that can get him a higher status. You could think of who he chose. There's a lot that you can say about that time. It's set in the post-slavery. Like, people are working on plantations, but they aren't. They're getting wages and whatnot. And he's the foreman, I want to say. He obviously wants to move up. He possibly wants to own his own plantation one day. And so, which way will he go? The last 50 pages went crazy. Absolutely crazy. I gave it a 3.25. It was fine. That last bit really hit it out the park. After that, I read Our Teachers Are Dating by Pikachu Ohi. I basically gave this series 4 stars. I gave the first one 4.5 and then the rest 4. These were so cute. It's about these 2 teachers. They like each other, and they just started dating, and we follow them from just as they start dating. So it's them going on dates, them navigating being together and wanting to be together, kissing and stuff. And they do eventually have sex through the series. And then they get married. And it's just so beautiful to watch them because they really are very cute people in their own ways. I've had this on my shelf for a really long time, so I'm very glad that I read it. We're getting there. Next, I read Mrs. Shim's Killer by Kang Ji-young. I gave this 3.5 stars. It was good. It got a bit convoluted for me, but basically we follow Mrs. Shim. She becomes a killer through an agency, and then we follow people from the agency from different perspectives, but all the people we follow are linked together. And I really enjoy stories like this, but towards the end, I just got way too confused. I didn't want the story to end the way that it did, and I didn't love it, but it was the right ending for the book, and I can appreciate that. So I give it 3.5 stars just because I got confused, and I guess it would have been easier if it was in front of me, but if you've watched any of my other videos, I don't have many books because we don't really have a bookstore. We do, but they have the same stuff for coursework, school coursework and stuff. Real new books. So I think it would have been easier if I had it in front of me. I would have been able to look back at the character chart at the beginning, and that would have really helped me. Then I read Death Meets Cute by Jay Penner. I was looking forward to this. Not that I've read anything by Jay Penner before, but the cover is so cute. It's so cute. And when I started reading it, I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is for me, but anyway, I kept reading. And the story just kept getting cuter and convoluted. And she's the middle sister. And I am not a middle child. But I was like, oh my gosh, leave this girl alone. The main character, she's having problems with her magic. But a guy comes to her doorstep. She needs a new bodyguard. He dies. She resurrects him to be her bodyguard. And all of a sudden, he's a bit weirder than she thought he would be. And then her sisters appear, of which she left them on purpose to do her own thing. So it's them trying to figure out how to fix their magic and whatnot. And it was actually really fun. It was a fun time. I liked our main girl learning about herself and her magic, and that you don't have to be evil. She's in denial about liking chaos, I think, especially when she resurrects the guy and he organizes stuff for her and whatnot, and she really loves it. They fall in love, and it's very cute. So I gave it 4.25. Also gonna be up there at the end of the year for sure. Then me and my friend Emily did a silly one. We did a silly buddy read, and we read When the Baker Met the Dragon by Lila Appleton, which is the third book in the Leafshire Cove Monsters series. I have like a whole list of monster books, and I just told her pick a number, and that's what we went with. So yeah, I gave this 3 stars. It was good at first. I think I am a fan of Friends to Lovers, but I need to see you as actual friends and not as, yeah, we friends, but I always did like you, and so I only thinking about you in a like kind of way. But I want to see the friendship first, you know? Our main girl is a baker, and then our dragon is a pub owner, and no one's ever seen any other dragons, so he doesn't know about his past. There's a creepy castle on a hill. They go there, they kind of get cursed, and they spend a lot of time just like going back and forth. I like you, but you're so experienced and a playboy. And then he's like, I like you, but you don't deserve me because I'm not a good person. She tries to move on. He interferes. I felt like there was just a lot going on. In these kind of books, you have the same regular kind of plot going on. Like it will follow its scenes and then they get together. This one just had too many scenes. And I feel like the pacing was fast and then it was slow. Fast and then it was slow. And that was really annoying. Also, she threw in a soulmate mark towards the end. And that pissed me off because they were already there. They were already like gonna get together. And then you threw this there. And now they don't even have a choice. Like they had to be together. It just made it feel ingenuine. So I didn't love that, but I did give it 3 stars. It was fine. I read Soichi by Junji Ito. This was another collection of his that follows this boy Soichi, and he likes keeping nails in his mouth. He likes doing weird shit to people in his town, especially to his cousins who come from another city. I gave this 3.5 stars. I really like Junji Ito's work. It's just, if you look at my ratings, I usually give him like 3.5 stars, 4 stars, because none of them scare me the way that Tomi, Gyo, and Uzumaki did. Last 2 books I read. The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore, which is the 6th book in the Pumpkin Spice series. I think it's called Dream Harbor series. This one was fine. So basically we follow Daisy and don't remember his name. Anyway, Daisy, everybody thinks that Daisy has a curse, so nobody's buying flowers for weddings from her. They are only buying funeral wreaths and stuff. So her ex-fiance comes in with his new fiance and says, we're gonna have a wedding here because it's so cute and quaint. And so the first guy that walks in, she's like, oh, of course I'm over you. See my new boyfriend? Yes, we've been dating for like a month. I'm so over you. And then they continue to fake date around town, not just because of the ex, but because, if people think that I am truly in love, maybe they will come back to my shop. Meanwhile, the guy wants it so that his mom can get off his back. He got divorced and swore off love. So both of them basically swore off love, and now they're fake dating. And they become friends. He likes history stuff and whatever. And it was good. It was really, really good. Until she actually found like the diary of a great aunt or whatever that looks exactly like her. And they try to figure out if her and the guy in the picture who looks like her guy are related. I'm explaining this bad, but stay with me. She's reading the diary and her great aunt is like, I let go of this man and that was the love of my life and I really shouldn't have done it. Our main character Daisy, she's in denial so much, whereas your boy fell in love long time. He was like, you know what, I don't even care, I love you. This is not the same as my previous marriage. I want to be with you. Obviously he doesn't say that to her, but she just took too long to come around. Although when she did come around, it was really nice. But considering all the other things that they were doing, girl, you couldn't tell yourself you like him. You don't have to swear off people. Anyway, that plus the addition of like the diary subplot, I just think that went on for too long. I gave it a 3.5 stars. Last book I read, Before I Knew I Loved You by Toshikazu Kawaguchi, which is also the 6th book in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series. I really like this series. I continue to read it and I will continue to read it. The only problem is I often forget who is who. And I used to have a copy of Before the Coffee Gets Cold, but I had to give it away when I moved. So I don't even have like the first character sheet to then compare to the others. And I did look at this one, completely forgot. So my issue is always, I always forget who the characters are, the reoccurring ones, not the like main ones, but the reoccurring ones, which kind of troubles me a bit. But this one was still really lovely. The stories are always so thoughtful and real and genuine. Like if I could go back and talk to someone, of course I would. Whether I could change the future, whether I could change the past or not and change the future, I would go. You know, there are certain things that you want to say to people that you can't always say. So every time he writes one of these books, it's just absolutely lovely. It's not a good time. It's a bit of a sad time, but it's always a pleasure to read. Those are all the books that I read in May. These are a couple books that I want to read in June. I will tell you my anticipated releases for this month. So let's get into that. I will be looking at my computer. Behind Five Willows by June Her. That just came out. I will be reading that. I'm currently reading The Wizard's Bakery. I'm currently reading that. And then I'm going to be reading Behind Five Willows. And I'm going to try and vlog it. So we'll see. A Prince Among Pirates is coming out by Katie Abdul. That should be good. Slime, Sweets, and Dungeon Treats by Pandora Pierce. I already love Pandora Pierce, so yeah. I think from my like general TBR, I want to read the 3rd book in the Demon World Boba Shop series. I really love that series. I have a great time reading it every time I read it. And I've only read the first 2. So I need to read the 3rd one now. But I'm savoring it because when I finish, I'm going to cry. It's so lovely. Oh, and then I'm going to read a book for my 1 for 2 series. This month's prompt for the Buzzword Readathon, I think, is just like single word titles, which is going to be hard to look through my spreadsheet of my reading around the world. So if you would like, comment some below and let me know what country it's from if you want. But yeah, I think that's all the books that I will be planning on reading. I don't read many books based on like having a plan. I tend not to do TBRs very often. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is long. I read a lot of books, but I'm happy that you were here. Have a great day. Goodbye.